Yo, what's Gucci, guys? So today we'll be talking about why isn't Socionics more popular? Everyone's wondering it, Hey, Ross, you keep circle jerking Socionics and keep saying it's better. If it's better, shouldn't it be more popular? There are many things and many factors to consider when it comes to popularity of systems like this, or literally anything in the world. The core problem with Socionics is the level of geekism and nerdism that is required to understand and to even discuss this topic with anyone. That's the reality. The complexity of Socionics is a huge turnoff for nearly everyone. If you walk up to anyone on the street and you start talking about blocks, about elements, IMEs, definitions, you're going to confuse this person. They will think you're crazy and there's going to be nothing learned. With MBTI, it's much more simple. So we already are starting with a problem. It's not accessible. It's too difficult. It's too complex. People need to put in time. At the basic level, when you're dealing with MBTI, it's 4 letters, man. Extroverted, introverted, feeling or thinking. Maybe even if you use cognitive functions, it's still piss easy compared to Socionics. It's 4 functions, okay, easy peasy, and that's it. With Socionics, what do you have to consider? The blocks, different definitions of the blocks, different definitions of the elements. How role element is different from ignoring element. How ego block is different from super ego block. Right? All of those differences. 8 elements instead of 4. So there's so much more to consider, and the information is simply not accessible. Lack of marketing, and that's a big one. MBTI is so widespread that MBTI is literally used in firms, in business, in companies. That's where they use MBTI, and they will market it. The banner of MBTI, it's perfect. It's 4 letters, simple test, and that's it. You don't need to learn, you don't need to overthink, and of course then it tells you everything about yourself. Oh, your strengths and your weaknesses. Third point, which I think would be, again, small community. And the fact it's so niche. So, because it's niche, think about it this way, right? How many Socionics YouTubers do you know? Can you even count 5? Can you count 10? Now think about how many people, how many channels are there that make MBTI content? And compare those numbers. Think about that. Compare those Socionics YouTubers to those MBTI YouTubers. So Socionics community has one thing going for it. It's very small, it's niche, but it's loyal. Right? It has loyalty to the system. But you do require a certain level of knowledge and geekism that might turn people off to be able to talk about characters or talk about people's types, discuss them, understand it. It's a turn off for most people. Most people look at it like, nah, that's come on, man, that's circle jerk. I prefer MBTI. With MBTI, you have much bigger community that doesn't require the level of geekism. So most people can do it. Anyone who even got a test, ENTP on a test, they can go on any community and make friends and talk to people and exchange. Wow, I am introverted this, I'm extroverted this. What's your cognitive function? It's not as elitist. So there's more room for growth and there's more room for people to interact with one another. With Socionics, you're dealing with more die-hard typology people who have been in typology for a long time, people who have researched shit, right, who've learned shit. So that already eliminates potential newbies who just go there to socialize because they've heard of a test and they got this type on the test, and maybe they'll just talk to some people and maybe make friends who are ENTPs or INTPs. Also, I think we should consider the place that it was made, Eastern Europe. Let's consider this. All of the early literature, all the early information, shit you could get, stuff you can learn was in either Russian or Lithuanian. The fact is, when you're not dealing with the Western world and you're dealing with the Eastern European shit, you're not going to get as much exposure. They're just going to look at you like, oh, what is this Russian shit? What is this Russian geekism? When it comes to making Socionics popular, you will never make it popular by constantly circle jerking Socionics. I'll keep making Socionics videos and I'll make it popular. If our job, if our mission is to make it mainstream, I'm telling you, circle jerking that system ain't gonna give you anything. You have a channel like mine, for example, 3,500 subscribers. I make a video on Socionics, it gets 1,000 views. Let's say 1,000, right? Okay. Now imagine if instead of 3.5k subscribers, I had 50,000 subscribers. If I had 50,000 subscribers, now this video, same video, instead of getting 1,000 views, it would get 5 to 10,000 views. Now with 10,000 views, more people are learning Socionics. So the way to make Socionics popular is to use your platform in a way where you can expose people to it. Anyway guys, I'm gonna be bouncing, but if you have any other reasons why you think Socionics is not more popular, make sure to comment them down below. Anyway, I'm gonna go eat chicken. I was about to vomit, and I'm bouncing.